So with that, we can proceed to view another section, or still from this section view, we can look at this other Rebar set. Okay, let's go back to the ground level. Now we can pick on this. I'll select the section from the ground level plan view. And now we can drag it below to this other side. I will click outside, then go to section 1 here. At section 1, you can select the top Rebar set. And from here, we can use the edit constraints command. I will pick here, then give a value of -12. Click here to finish. You can save the project. Next, I will press escape, then pick the bottom Rebar set. With the bottom Rebar set selected, I will go to edit constraints. Select edit constraints from here. Then we can pick on this bar handle, then give a value of -12. Click enter, then hit finish here. We can proceed to edit the next Rebar set. So while at the ground level, I will double click at this section to open it. Once in this section view, we can select the top Rebar set, and with the top Rebar set selected, I will go to edit constraints. I will pick on this side, then give a value of -12, then hit enter and click here to finish. Can hit escape, then select the bottom Rebar set, go to edit constraints, then select on this bar handle, click here, then give a value of -12. I will click finish to complete. Now with this, I think we have completed to edit all our constraints for the slab. And you see that at the edges, we don't have the interference, which shows rebars going through one another. So with this, we can proceed now to start to edit our rebar at the walls. In case you are watching this channel for the first time, kindly take a second or two, hit the subscribe button so that when I produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I'd like to thank you all for the continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. So we can go to the ground level, and before even we start to place our rebar at the walls, there's another important step to take even before we start to edit our schedules. So we'll start by partitioning our rebar for the slab, then the beams. So I'll come here, and while at this ground level, I will start by selecting all the rebar for the slab. So I'll highlight that side, I'll hold Control, highlight this area here, then I'll hold Control and highlight at this lower side here. With that, I'll go to Filter, then I'll select Check None, then I'll only check the structural rebar, then hit Apply. I'll then press OK, and we can just briefly look at the 3D. So I'll go to my 3D view, and once I see that I have only the slab reinforcement selected, we can now come here and under partition, I will give a name value of slab base. I will then hit apply. Now this will help us while creating the schedule. The partition also acts as the member or the host in the schedule. I'll hit escape, and here I will select this top Rebar set, which was for the beam. This one for the beam. I will select it because I want this one to be partitioned as a beam rebar. So we can select this top rebar, the one which is hooked, one which goes with the beam. Then from here, I will give it a value of W10 for all 10. Then hit apply. Now this one is only applicable at this top rebar set, while in the selection of the slab rebars. Now with that, I'll press escape, and we can go to section 1. Now while at section 1, I will select this set, and just to confirm, this one should be under Barmax 09. So under the properties, yes, it is Barmax 09. We can select this set. We can hold control, select the stirrup, hold control, and then I'll select this Rebar set here, the sidebars at the left. Then I'll come to this other side. While still holding control, I will select this other sidebar Rebar set. We can select this Rebar set and also the top Rebar set. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 Rebar sets selected. So it should be 1 for the stirrup, 2, 3 for the sidebars, 4, 5 for the bottom and top. You can go to the 3D view to confirm if we have selected the beam stirrups. Yes. We see that the selection is under the beam. And now here we go to the properties, and we set the partition from, we drop, then select W10, then hit apply. We have now partitioned our beam rebars and our slab rebars. So with that, we can now start to place our reinforcement at the walls. I will go to my top of wall view, and at the top of wall view, I will go to here, then change the scale to 1:25, the detail to fine, and the graphics to wireframe. I will then zoom at the model, and from here, we can start to place our wall reinforcement. I'll go to the ground level view, then zoom at the image that contains our wall reinforcement. So starting from above here, we have wall 9, which is this long side, this one. So for wall 9, if I zoom, we see that we have 2 times 16 by 12. So that means that we'll have 16 as the number of quantity of Rebar set per Rebar set. So 16 is for the quantity of Rebar of each set, while 12 is for the bar type, 38 is for the shape code, 08 is for the bar mark, 200 is for spacing, near face 2, far face 2 is for the description or comment. And then here we also have alternating stroke rev. So if we go along with the line, we see that it will span from here up to here. And if we go along with it, this is the required rebar shape. This one above and this one for alternating. And we see from here that this is shape code 08. So under shape code 08, if we can go to the schedule, so we'll zoom at the drawing schedule here. And from here we see that we have, well, this one here, wall 9, and we have, this is 08 is for the bar mark. Bar mark 08, and the shape code now is here, 30. We see that we have a shape code of 39 or 38. This is 38. Oh, this is 39 for the bar mark. So the bar mark here is 39. A is 7065, B is 100, and C is 7765. So to quickly edit this, and we see that they will be alternating, we can go to the top of all view, and from here I can go to the structure tab, then select Rebar. Select shape code 21, and under here make sure that expand to host is selected. Placement plane, you are working now under the current work plane and parallel to work plane. Also enable constrained placement. Now I'll hover over here the drawing, and now I'll select the near cover. With the near cover selected, I will click here to place one, and then I'll click at this other side to place the other Rebar set. We can do the same at this other side. So we'll come here, I will place one at this cover, then you can place the other one at this other cover. For this side, I will press escape, then I will select this. I will select this Rebar set. And then now from here, we can go to the other end. Now I will select here, then drag it back. We can zoom, then drag it again up to where this other Rebar set is. So I'll select this, then I'll drag it up to here. So if we zoom at the drawing, notice now when we extend it up to somewhere like here, I will extend it manually. And now if we move it above, then if we now select it again, if we take it up to here, it will automatically be snapped to the cover. Now notice that this side the A is below here. And if I press escape, then select this other Rebar set, the A is above. So we can select now all our Rebar sets here, these two. Then we can go to the upper side. So I'll go to this upper side. Then I will select also these two Rebar sets. Now with the 4 Rebar Set selected, you see under the properties here, we have 4 Rebar Set selected. We can go to the ground level. And for this, the ones which we are working on, they are this one here now. So the one for the walls which we have just done is Bamak 07. It is the shape looks, it is the same like for wall 9. So we have started with wall 8 and the Bamak is 07. So under the properties, I'll give a mark value of 07 while the 4 bars are selected. And then for the comments, we're going to give a value of near phase 2 for phase 2. So this one is near phase 2, comma, for phase 2. And just by this description, we'll notice that these ones will be at the interior side. Now the interior side, I mean here, the dotted. You see they lie inside now the cover past this longitudinal reinforcement. So we'll press apply. Now with the mark values duplicate, press OK. We can zoom out. Then under the layout here, I will drop. Then select maximum spacing. And we can give a value of 200 from here. Then hit enter. We now see that the quantity is 16. So the quantity will be 16 as provided for here. 2 times 16 for the near face and for the far face. So if we go back to the section view again, now we can go to the section view. We were working under section. Let's go to section 5. You now see that we have the Rebar sets detailed as seen. I will press escape, then go to the top of all view. With the Rebar set still selected, we can go back to the ground level view. Then zoom at the schedule so as to input our A and B values. So for wall 9, this one, we have, wall 8, we have Bamak 7 here. The A value is 1565. So we're going to input like that. Here at the properties, the A value is 1565. I'm going to leave B as it is. Then for C, we're going to give a value of 765. Then hit apply. Now if you go to the top of all view, I'll press escape. And if we now select, we can save the project. Now if I select on this top Rebar set, we see its shape and orientation of the Rebar set. Now we can select this top Rebar set, or we can select this both Rebar sets. We select both these Rebar sets because they are in the near phase 2 for phase 2 layer. We'll go to edit constraints. Then from here, I'm going to change the constraints to -12. You see, for the first Rebar Set, it has been adjusted. I will select this handle, then give a value of -12. You can select this handle, then give a value of -12. So by changing this side, I think the other side has been modified. I will select now this. Okay, the other side has also been modified, as we see. It has been moved. So for this one, we can hit finish. We can go to the other side, at the lower side for the wall. I will zoom at this other lower side. I'll press escape to deselect the upper Rebar sets. Then I'll now select this bottom Rebar set. Hold Control, select the other Rebar set. Now with the two Rebar sets selected, we can go to Edit Constraints. And I can start by changing this one to -12. I'll pick at this one. I'll zoom, then select this other shape handle. Select this, then give a value of -12. Now if we go to this side here, notice if I select here, then give a value of -12. Now for this one, for this top one, I can select it. Or from now for B. So this one first I will hit finish so that I can confirm with this other one the correct value of B. Or you can select this one. And let's see where it has been. Okay, for this one, I'll leave it here for now. Then I'll select finish. I'll hit escape a few times. We can select this Rebar Set. Then under the properties, we can copy this B value. I'll copy this value, hit escape. Now we can select on this Rebar Set. And we see that the B value is at 232. So I'll change it to 176, then hit enter. And we see that it has been moved here at the correct side. Can confirm it by going to Edit Constraints. Select this handle. And we can change it to -12 by changing the constraint. So I'll select on this cover. And now we see that we have a constraint value of -12. I'll click on Finish to proceed. We can now proceed to input the alternating bars for wall 8. I will zoom, then select Rebar command from here. With the Rebar command selected, can place the first Rebar set like this here. And then we can go to the other side. We can go to this top side and we can place our next Rebar set here. For this one, I'll place it like this, then hit escape. Now I'll select on this top Rebar set. And from the properties here, I will change the B value to 200 and give this a value like 500 for both A and C just for now. Then hit apply. Now if we select this Rebar Set, you see that it has changed from going this way to now being at the wall 8. Now we can select this Rebar Set, and we can also select this other Rebar Set. But before I select it, I'll first deselect, then select it by itself to see where A and B and C, the lettering of the rebar. So we see that A is on this side, which is okay now. I'll select this top Rebar Set. Now both these two Rebar sets selected, we can go to the ground level. Then from here we can look at our drawing details, and we see that it is under bar mark 08. So we can go to the schedule. So I'll zoom to the schedule here, and for all bar mark 08 here, we see that the A value is 7065. So I'll go here, change A to 7065. Then I'll change C to 765. Then I'll hit apply. Now if we go back to our top of all, we now have our top rebars detailed as discussed from the drawings. I'll press escape. Now if we select this rebar set, we see that we have the hook here like this. And if we deselect, then select this other rebar set, the hook will be at this other side, which also shows that these two rebar sets are alternating. You see now the hook is above here. So this is how we can detail alternating reinforcement. Now I'll select both the rebar sets. I'll select this one, hold control, then select this other rebar set. We can go to the ground level, and we see that it has a mark of 08. So under the properties, we can give a mark value of 08. And under comments, we're going to drop, then select near phase 2 for phase 2, then hit apply. So if we go back to our section details for wall 9 here, I will zoom at the tag, and we see it is near phase 2 for phase 2. That's why we have placed it under the comment. The spacing value is 200 as seen here. We'll go to layout, select maximum spacing, then give a value of 200 from here. I'll give a value of 200, then hit enter. Now if we go back to our top of all view, with the two rebar sets selected, I can go here and then select edit constraints. I will pick on this shape handle here, then give a value of -12. I'll pick on this side here, then give a value of -12. I will also pick on this side again. So I will select on this side again, and then give a value of -12. And then now we can go below here. And we see that this one has also been updated. So with our constraints in place, I'll click here to finish. Now that we have our rebar well placed at the correct layers, we can start to place the vertical rebars. For that, I'll go to the ground level view. And from here, we can zoom to the drawing model. And I can select on any of this. So I'll select on this section. I'll click outside, then double click on the section head to open it. Once it has been selected, we can start to place our vertical reinforcement. So starting from this wall, I'm going to go to the structure tab, then I'll select Rebar command. With the shape code still being as 21, I'll come at this side, then I'll select here the current work plane. Then now I'll come and I'll place one at this side, then I'll place the other one at this other side. I will zoom out, then do the same for this other wall. I'll place one rebar at the right and one to the left of each cover. Then I'll press escape. Now I'll go selecting each rebar set so as to ensure that the value of A is at the top and C is at the bottom. I'll press escape. I'll select this other rebar set. And you see that here C is at the top and A at the bottom. We can swap by selecting the end symbol or the start symbol. So I'll select here the end. Now this will become A and C will become at the bottom. I will press escape, then select the same rebar at this other side. So A is at the top. I'll press escape, then select this other rebar set. I can now click here to change. Now A will be at the top. I'll press escape, and now we can select all these rebar sets, then change the value of A, B, and C at once so as to edit all of them. So I'll select this one. I'll also select this one. And you can also select this other rebar set here. Now that we have 4 rebar sets selected, you can go to the ground level. And from here, since we are starting with the wall 8, if I zoom to the drawing details, notice that we have 12 for far face 1 and 10 in quantity for near face 1. The spacing is 150 and the bar mark is 0.6. So I'll scroll down here to the property identity data. I will input the value of the bar mark, which is 0.6. Then I'll hit apply. So remember that for the far face, it will have 12 in quantity, and at the near face, the quantity will be 10. So we can go to the top of all, but before we go to the top of all, let's input our A, B, and C values from the schedule. So the bar mark is 0.6 for all 8. So we go to the schedule, and we have here 0.6. A is 150, so we'll come here to the properties tab, and I can now set from here A can give a value of 150, B we can give a value from here of 32.45. For B, sorry, it was not selected. So for B, we're going to give a value of 32.45. And for C, we are going to give a value of 760. And then you can hit apply. Now with that, we can go back to the section view. We are working under section, let's try section 5. Yes, we are working under section 5. And from the values given from the schedule, if we input a value of 3245, here is where the reinforcement will be at. So because this was done by professionals, we are just going to proceed. Only what we can edit is perhaps a small distance for clash prevention. What I mean by that is, I will select this at the left side. Then we can go to edit constraints. Go to edit constraints. Now I'll select this top handle and give a value of -12 at the top. Then hit finish. Now we can hit escape. Select this other Rebar Set. Then you can go down up to this point here. Select edit constraints. Now you can select at this handle. And in case if you need to change the baseline of the constraints, I will come and I'll select this line here. So since we see that it will be at the where we normally place concrete covers, you can choose to save this file and then start working on another one if it was for a project. But now you detail here that you have changed these details, but you should also have the original one, which has the exact value of B as provided for in the schedule. So for this one, we can modify, and I will modify it. The spacing here, the cover was 50 for the bases plus 24. That will give us 74. So 74 plus half of this diameter, 74 plus 6 will be 80. So I'll come here, then give a value of -80 to bring this up to this point here. Okay, but since now this one will be also for this one, now this one, the -80 will be for this other Rebar Set. We'll also add another 12 here. So we'll give this one -92, then enter. I'll click here to finish. Now I will want to show you the reason of giving here -92. You can hit escape, then select this other Rebar Set. You can go to edit constraints. I will select this handle. Then from here we can select this face, and now we can give it the -80 value for this side, so as to bring it here. Now if we hit finish, I will hit finish, and you see that this overlap also will be okay and it will not interfere. So if we hit finish, now we can select, I will select both of them, and the value of A, B, and C should be the same. So you see here under the properties, the value of A, B, and C are the same. So with that, we can proceed. Now we can go and set our layout. We can give a layout to maximum spacing. And for the spacing, we're going to give a value of 200. Then hit enter. Okay, I will go back to the ground level to look at the details. So for this one, we are at bar mark 0. This one, the spacing is 150. So from here, I'm going to set the spacing to 150, then hit enter. You see that we have 12, but for this other Rebar set, 10 is the required number. You can go to the top of all, and from here, I'm going to go to this, the upper side. So I'll zoom, then pan to the upper side. So for this drawing, if we were to place something here, okay, here where the yellow thing for the mouse is, if the object was to be placed here, we see that this will be the near face. So this will be the near face. So this other edge or face will now be the far face. So according to this is the exterior or the far face, and this is the interior. So remember that for far face, which now it is this Rebar set, I'm going to give it a Rebar set of far face 1, this one. So we can select it, and then under the properties here, we can drop to the identity manager, then give it a value of, now this one is far face 1. So I'm going to give it a value of far face 1, then hit apply. And for this one, since it is at the far face 1, means it is at the exterior layer, and that's why we were placing this one with the constraints of -12 at all Rebar cover sides. So I'll press escape. Now we can select this other Rebar set. Now this is for the near face. And for the near face, the required number of bars is 10. So from here, I'm going to drag this from this endpoint. You can drag this Rebar set from this endpoint. We can drag it back up to this intersection here. So now if we see under the quantity, we have 10. So remember that this Rebar set which you are seeing the line, the actual Rebar is here. Is where the actual Rebar is. So you see if we hover here, the Rebar is at the lower side. And the other Rebar for this other set, they are at this edge. So with this one, for the quantity be as 10, we can go to the identity data and give a value of near face 1. And remember that near face 1, if you go to ground level, and if you go to the comment here, near face 1 has 10, okay, as the quantity of Rebar in the set, same as to our design. So we can proceed again to go to the section view, and I'll go to section 5. Then we can zoom out. And now, if we go to the properties here, we can select the B value, hit copy. Then we can go to this other side so as to edit the other wall, this detail. We go to this other side. Now I'll press escape. You can select these Rebar sets, both of them. Or first I'll select one. Let's first select this one. And then go to edit constraints. Let's select them one by one. Now I'll pick on this lower handle, then I'll pick on this. Okay, pick on the lower handle and then come and click here to change its position. Then now we can click at this edge. I don't know, it is not selecting. Okay, if I click on the cover, okay, so like that, but not like this. I will now pick on this cover, or you can, okay, let's pick from the cover and give a value of -24 from the cover. Okay, just to bring it above this Rebar Set. Now we can hit finish. I will select this other Rebar Set, hit escape, then select this other Rebar Set. We can then go to the edit constraints. I will pick on this lower handle, then I'll pick on this rebar cover. Then from here, I'll give a value of minus. Now for this one, it will be 24 times 3, sorry, it will be 12 times 3, which is minus 36, because we also want it above this other rebar. And now we go to the top, side. For this Rebar Set, select the top handle, and we give a value here of minus 12. Now we can hit finish. If I hold Control, then select the other Rebar Set, the A, B, and C values should all be the same. So we see that with the 2, B is varies. So one of them is shorter or longer. So to fix that, I can look again at how I have placed the constraints. So for this one, okay, this one should be, I have inverted the constraints here at the bottom. Okay, so for this one, I'll go to edit constraints again. I will select this one, then set it here to minus 24. I'll then hit finish. And now if I select this other side, we should also see a varies, so that we can change this side now to be above. So if we select the 2 Rebar Sets, the B value, yes, should vary. So I press escape. Now I select this side, then go to edit constraints. Go to edit constraints here. I'll select on this handle and give a value of minus 36, then hit enter and click here to finish. Now we can select both these 2 Rebar Sets, and we see that the A and B values are the same. And also to confirm that our drawing will be okay, we go and select at this other side too. So I'll come to this other side, hold Control, then select this vertical Rebar Sets. So we see that A, B, and C, for these 4 Rebar Sets, they all match. Okay, now that is for 3. Let me see. Okay, for all of them 4, they are matching for A, B, and C. So I'll press escape. Okay, we go to the top of all again. We should also remember to do the same for the near face and far face to this other side. So for this other side here, we can go to the section view, so section 5. Now with our A, B, and C values confirmed, we can select this other Rebar set on this other side. I will select this Rebar set, hold Control, select this other Rebar set. Then from here we can now change the layout. We change from here, we drop, then select maximum spacing. Then we give a spacing value here of 150. 150, then enter. So we go back to the top of walls view. And now we need to change the orientation and the extents of the bar. So remember, this side, since also this side is the far face, so the far face will come, and also it will be now at the bottom. Now the far face will be at this edge. This other wall edge will be for the near face. So the far face is this side. We select the rebar from this other side. And now for the far face, I will come to this side of the model. And then we can drag this one up to the rebar here, the cover at the edge for the far face edge. So once we have placed that rebar here, we can go to the properties, then give the mark and comment value for this Rebar set. So for this one, we're going to give it the far face 1. So for this one, I'm going to drop, then select far face 1 as the comment, then hit apply. I will hit escape, then select this other Rebar set. Okay, we can also choose to change the span or the end point where it is snapping. So for example, I can select it from here, then you can snap it to the other Rebar set like that. So if we zoom out, we now have here, and we have 10 as the quantity. So for this one, we are going to give a comment value of near face 1. So I'll come here to the comment, we can drop, then give a comment value of near face 1, then hit apply. Now with that one, we can proceed to place the last Rebar set, which are for this side here. I'll press escape, then we can go to the ground level view. If I zoom at the model, here where we have the drawing, for wall 9, we also have Bamak 06. So okay, the Bamak is still the same 06, but this time we have 46 for the near face and 50 for the far face. So 46 is for the near face, 50 is for the far face. We'll look for a section view to work on for this wall 9 now. And for that, we can use this section here. So I'll double click here, this section, and now we can use it to place the rebar for wall 9. I'll go to the rebar command here. Then with shape code 21 selected, expand to host, current work plane, and parallel to work plane. Also, ensure that constraint placement has been enabled. So you can place one to the left cover and one at the right cover. Then hit escape. I will select the one to the right, then change the end symbol or the end bar so that we can have A at the top. Press escape, and if we select this other Rebar Set, you notice that A is also at the top. So now what we can do, I can now select both these Rebar Sets. We can select both of them. Then we go here and we change the value of A, B, and C. We can still go to the ground level to view at the schedule. So all 9 here, Bamak 06, A is 150. I'll come here, give a value of 150. B is 32, 45, which we changed, so we'll have to modify that one with our value. And for C is 760. You can hit apply. And if we go back to, now if we go to section 5, okay, we have selected it. So we are working on section 4. I'll hit escape a few times. Now I can select this Rebar Set. We can go to edit constraints. I'll go to the top first, here to the top. For the left Rebar Set, I'll click here, then give a value of -12, then enter. You can go to the lower side. Now we can select on this handle, then we select on this cover, and now we give a value of -24. We can hit finish. We can select this other Rebar Set, then go to edit constraints. Go to edit constraints. We select this bar handle, then we select this Rebar cover, the cover. Sorry, we have selected the middle handle. We select the cover. After selecting the cover, we give now here a value of -36 to make it above this other Rebar Set here. Now we hit finish, and if I press escape a few times, then select both these two Rebar Sets. I select this one and this one. The value of A, B, and C should be the same. So we see here that the value of B is the same, and also for A and C. So we can now zoom out, go to the layout, then set here to maximum spacing. We're going to give a spacing value from here of 150. 150, then press enter. We see that the quantity is at 48. So we'll go to the top of all so as to view the span of this Rebar Set. I'll press escape. Now I'll select on this Rebar Set. And notice that for this one, we are working now, this one will be for the near face. So I'll go to the properties, then scroll to identity data. And for the comments, I'm going to give a comment value of near face 1. So I'll select here near face 1, then hit apply. Because if we select this one, it will be on this side. And now for the near face 1, we'll need to end it here. So from this, we drag it up to this point here. This is for near face 1. Now we select the other side, we hit escape. Select now for the surface, and we see that it has been snapped at the correct location for this side. So we'll go to the upper side of this drawing model. I'll zoom to the upper side of the drawing. Okay, and from here, so this one is for the near face. Okay, this one is for the far face. We'll extend it. Now you see that it terminates here. We should have another one up to this edge. So I'll select it, then snap it to up to the cover. Snap it there to the cover like that. And now we see that we have a quantity of 50. I'll hit escape, then select this other Rebar Set, and we see that the quantity is 46. I can select it, then snap it to this other Rebar Set for the far face. So for this one, this is for the near face. I'll select it, then align it to the far face. I'll hit escape. I select this other Rebar Set, and we can go to the comments and we give a value of surface 1. Then we hit apply. So now if we right click, select all instances visible in view, we'll select all the reinforcement for our walls all at once. Then we go here under the properties and we select view visibility states. So under graphics, we select view visibility states and we enable view unobscured in 3D. We press OK. And now if we go to the 3D view, I'll press escape a few times. And now we see that we have our wall reinforcement well detailed. We have been following the detailing from the provided document in the PDF. So we can go about to fix this horizontal top. So I'll go to the ground level view so as to open the correct sections, or we can start from section 4. Now I can select on this side, this Rebar Set. I'll pick on this Rebar Set here. And we see it starts from here. So we'll go to the top side. We'll go to the top side. And we see we can choose to drag like this up to somewhere here. Then we select the other side. I'll press escape. We select this other side. And then we now drag this one below the top hooks. So I'll select here. Then you can drag it somewhere up to, even you can drag it up to here. Okay. Then you press escape. So if we go to this, which is now for the wall 9, we go to the 3D view. We see for wall 9 it has been corrected, the top Rebar Set. We can do the same for this. I'll go to section 5. I'll zoom at the top here. Can select at this side. I'll come, then pick on this side. Then you can use this to drag the end point of the Rebar Set. I'll hit escape, then select the other side. I'll select this other Rebar side, then I'll do the same. We can drag it For this one, even you can drag it a little bit below so as to remove the, we can go to 3D view so as we can see the hooks at the end. So for this side, okay, we zoom at the model, you see that we can see the entire bar starting from the end to end. Even for this hook, there is no bar which is interfering. So with that, we can do the same to the other side. I'll go to this other side, or we go to our section 5 view. Then we go to this other side to the left so as to fix this last Rebar set. So we can select this Rebar set. Then from here, we can drag this one up to somewhere here. Then hit escape. Select this other Rebar set. Sorry. So I'll select this other Rebar set. Then we can use this end bar. Then we can drag it up to somewhere here. I'll press escape a few times, then we can proceed. So we can go back to section 4. And remember, for this ones we had not, for this whole 9 we had not placed our mark values, but we have our comment without mark. I'll select on this Rebar, then scroll to identity. We see that we don't have the mark. So for that, we can select both this Rebar set, but we have the comments. Then I'll go to the ground level. Can go to the ground level, then we can recall our mark value for the vertical Rebar set, this ones. So it was 0.6. So we're going to give a mark value of 0.6, then hit apply. Press OK here. Can go to section 5. I'll press escape, then we go to section 5. And from here, we can look at for this side if they have the comment and mark value. If I pick on this Rebar, then under the properties we see, we can go to the identity data and we have the comment and mark value. That's it for this video. I hope you have found this tutorial helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, kindly take a second or two, hit the subscribe button so that when I produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. I'd like to thank each and every one of my subscribers. Without you, this channel cannot be where it is. This has been part 4 of this tutorial series. Let's meet in the next and last part of this tutorial series, where we're going to discuss how to create the custom tags, how to prepare views and sheets for printing. Thanks for watching. That's it. See you in the next video.